Hello everyone, it's Callum from Cagefront, and we have another episode of MMA Melts, where we get the pleasure of reacting to all the crazy, interesting, insightful, and outright insane takes, posts, and everything else you can probably think of within the MMA space that we have the pleasure of reacting to as fans. That is what MMA Melts is about, and without further ado, let's get into the episode. And what better way to start than Luke Rockhold winning the trilogy against Michael Bisping by making fun of him because he's half blind. This is peak MMA content that we definitely know we needed. Luke Rockhold and Michael Bisping, honestly, these guys for the fights that they had, I mean, fun aside, you gotta give credit to them. These guys both chinned each other. I mean, Bisping on short notice beating Luke was just nuts. Like, these guys are etched in MMA history. It's awesome. But I will say for Luke Rockhold, the guy's probably got to hang it up, to be honest. After he got his teeth caved in at BKFC against Mike Perry, man, honestly, yeah. I think he's just holding on for dear life when it comes to the career at this point. Granted, in Karate Combat, I did make a video of these guys actually possibly having a trilogy. If they ever did, it would more so be in Karate Combat, and if that were the case, because Luke Rockhold was more so pushing for it, and then Michael Bisping being Michael Bisping with the short fuse personality he has was just like, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
I'll do Karate Combat against Luke Rockhold. I'll do it. That would be fun. I will have a trilogy with Luke Rockhold in Karate Combat. I would love to.
If that ever actually did ever happen, yeah, I would be taking Luke Rockhold in that fight. I mean, Bisping, love him to death, but the guy is, yeah, he's definitely old. So yeah, I would not want to be seeing that fight happen. And yeah, honestly, I do think that Luke, aside from, you know, making fun of him being blind, clearly, he definitely needs to hang it up at some point, to be honest. It's still so strange seeing these two as pals. I'm all for it. This, yeah, literally, I am very surprised, honestly, because both Luke Rockhold and Michael Bisping, they have egos, to say the least, and to be putting it lightly. They both honestly do, and this is completely fair. Being 1-on-1 with someone is the best base for friendship. But I'd probably say Michael Bisping honestly did get the last laugh in this one, realistically. Being able to take Luke Rockhold out and win the title from him on short notice as well, like 2 weeks notice, that is extremely impressive from him. And yeah, I mean, that is just the epitome of Michael Bisping getting the last laugh. Unpopular opinion, this guy has more natural star power than Sean. Depends which Sean it is. That makes sense. Sean O'Malley. Should probably just click the arrow, Callum. I guess it's how you define natural. I think both of these guys, they both are unique looking. You know, Peter Yan thought that Sean O'Malley looked like a lesbian crackhead, and then Paddy Pimblett straight out of the Beatles. So there's definitely unique looks to them. Their fight styles, I would say, as of recently, Paddy Pimblett is definitely on the rise in terms of having a fan favorite style, especially with the striking he put on against Michael Chandler. And then Sean O'Malley, he's always had that fan favorite, especially casual. For casuals, definitely that fight style, because he's a striker, he's got colorful hair, he's got the tattoos. That's just, people are just drawn to that because it's just naturally entertaining. But if you look at both of these guys, literally you've never seen the UFC before. You look at Sean O'Malley, and then you look at Paddy Pimblett, you look at both of their best performances, you would probably be leaning more towards Sean O'Malley because he's kind of just more memorable in that sense, and people are just going to be more drawn to him naturally because they're just like, oh, I remember that guy with the, you know, the colored hair, the massive fucking owl tattoo on his chest, and the fun striking as well, and the pink shorts too, you know, like there is that there for him. But I don't think it is like a huge difference between Sean O'Malley and Paddy Pimblett. If it was Sean Strickland, I don't think Sean Strickland has any like natural star power. I think he has like autistic star power, that's for sure. He's just an unfiltered freak of nature. I mean, all three of them are just, you know, fantastic for the UFC regardless, even though Sean Strickland is literally, you know, breaking every single rule for PR ever, and that is where it's just a nightmare for them. But I would say, honestly, both of these guys are very, very close. I would say they're very close. I don't think it's like necessarily an unpopular or a popular opinion, to be honest. I think they're both pretty even just in their own avenues, to be honest. Not sure that's an unpopular opinion. He's got more personality and has a backing from the majority of not just UK fans, but a lot of European fans too. Yep, that's definitely 100% true. And the views his fight with Chandler got on YouTube are kind of crazy in comparison to other fighters who are thought as big names. To be fair, Sean O'Malley doesn't really get as many, you know, views as I would have thought, to be honest. I think because when it comes to his actual personality, like verbally, he is pretty monotone overall, whereas Paddy Pimblett is definitely just oozing confidence, and I mean, he's backing that up with his performances, so that's definitely fair, and especially with that Chandler fight, I mean, I completely agree and understand as to why that's got so many views, because it was an incredible performance from him, and the striking was really on showcase in that fight. And his insults are funny. He's not even trying to be funny either, but his set of, yeah, it's because people just don't understand like Scouse language at all. It's literally like from a different planet. Like speaking Scouse is just, yeah, like he's called Ilia Topuria hand sanitizer boy. You know, he's literally calling people sausages. He's calling people like really weird. He called someone, I think he called Armin Sarukian a helmet. Like everyone, when I was like at the pub watching that with my mates, everyone around us was just literally losing their shit laughing. It's because it's so random. It's just like, he just called Armin Sarukian a helmet. Like, what the fuck does that yeah, literally right here. I didn't even read it. What does that even mean? Yeah, fuck that little sausage. Yeah, the mushrooms as well. Like, he's just a different word that means penis. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fucking hand sanitizer. Like, the guy is funny. He is literally hilarious, and he's backing up that humor and that confidence with the performances as well. He's honestly, just so funny with that Scouts banter, as well as just, you know, putting on the performances, and he's going to be breaking into that top 5, and I'm keen to see him versus the hand sanitizer boy Ilia Topuria anytime now, please. The perfect killing machine. Damn, that is a sight. Mighty Mouse for the fight IQ and the brain overall. I'm not really going to argue with that, to be honest. The only ones that are really on Mighty Mouse's level in terms of fight IQ are Volkanovski and John Jones. They're the only ones that are really up there for me. Mighty Mouse, I think he is the most skilled MMA fighter that has ever existed. Nate Diaz for the chin. You could argue some others in here. I mean, you could argue like Dan Henderson, Benson Henderson, the Hendersons. You could argue Roy Nelson as well. You could argue even Nick Diaz as well. You could argue a couple of them. You could argue Paddy Pimblett at the moment as well. He's never been chinned. Scousers don't get knocked out, apparently. I mean, Nate Diaz, there's definitely a fair point there, but there are some other ones you could put there, but I don't think there's any that are clearly above Nate Diaz. It would have been Max Holloway, but we don't need to talk about that. MMA's sad enough at the moment. The body of Francis Ngannou. Yeah, we don't really need to argue with that. Jeez Louise. Right hand of Francis Ngannou. I wouldn't argue with that either, but I will say Carlos Prates, he's fighting this weekend, and that right hand might just land. I mean, there's a lot of power in that thing, and yeah, that might just be a little bit of a spoiler for my predictions. If you haven't already checked it out, it's the video before. Prates, I think he might be landing that one. There's definitely a chance. Now, kickboxing. Israel Adesanya. Yeah, I agree with that for the kickboxing. If it was any other kind of fight style, like when it came to the striking, could go with like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Kickboxing, you go Izzy or Alex Pereira. That's pretty plain and simple. Grappling, it could be Nurmagomedov. Yeah, unless it's like Islam, I wouldn't choose anyone else. Right leg of Jose Aldo. Yeah, that's a fair one. Jose Aldo in his prime with his leg kicks was just disgusting. Up top, Damian Maia, Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. For his, like in his era, I mean, even up to this point now, just like the most accredited jiu-jitsu fighter there is. Most credited like actual grappler when it came to that actual submission art. He was just an absolute freak. If he was just a bit better when it came to the striking and just, you know, tweaking the wrestling overall, he would have been a champion, I do honestly believe. Wrestling of Daniel Cormier. Can't really argue with that unless it's like John Jones. I mean, you could take Brock Lesnar. just for just sheer size. You could even put Brock Lesnar for the body, to be fair, but I think Francis has got a little bit better of a gas tank. But yeah, wrestling and Dan Cormier, you can go John Jones. Stare down at Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, yeah, guy had aura. You could go Ion Kutalaba, but that guy's just kind of cringe, to be honest. Heart of Frankie Edgar. I love this. Whoever made this, I love this pick here, because him versus Gray Maynard. If you have never seen any of their fights, holy shitballs. Literally ridiculous. Frankie Edgar was basically on the point of being chinned like 6 times in each of their fights, and he managed to win. Like, he just absolutely insane. Managed to reclaim his title. Like, he was honestly, in his championship reign, one of the most underrated championship reigns of all time. He was absolutely incredible between that 2009 to 2013 period. Absolutely awesome. Boxing of Petr Yan. Yeah, you could go Max Holloway, but Petr Yan, Petr Yan is just like the most beautiful fighter to watch. Like, stylistically, the way that he fights, especially with the frame that he has and that he has to deal with being such a small fighter, holy moly, his ability to literally just strike perfectly with his boxing, just moving in and out, putting those combinations together, using outside trips. I mean, just overall, his game is just ridiculous. His game is insane. He rightfully deserves the title shot over Sean O'Malley. Honestly, he should be getting it. And if Sean O'Malley's out with the injury, because he is on crutches at the moment, don't know how true that actually is, or if that was for a skit or something, you never know. Yeah, Petr Yan should be getting that title fight, to be fair. And if it's not that, Petr Yan versus Umar Nurmagomedov, please make it happen. Left-handed Conor McGregor, I mean, taking out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. Yeah, it's kind of hard to argue with that left hand, to be fair. Could put Ilia Toporia's left hand in there as well at this point too. Ilia Toporia's power is just something else. Could put the boxing up there with for Ilia Topuria too, in all fairness. Left leg of Mirko Cro Cop, that is a throwback. Yeah, Mirko Cro Cop, like back in Pride era, even coming into like early parts of the UFC. I mean, he was past his prime within the UFC, but in his prime, in his actual heyday, yeah, straight to the damn cemetery with that one. I really do like this build here. I mean, it's ugly as fuck, but yeah, a lot of these I do agree with. Cardio, Merab. Yep, 100% for that attribute. There's no argument here from me. That is more clear than Khabib Nurmagomedov for grappling. Merab's gas tank is just, there's literally no word for it. Body should be Merab then in that sense, yeah. Make him even more weird looking, that's for sure. We are making a killing machine, not a sexual one. Merab's fans are fucking different. They are nuts, honestly. Merab went from being so hated, so completely hated through his career, from the start of his UFC career up until, you know, obviously the hair transplant, and of course, Jose Aldo. The Jose Aldo performance. That's where everyone hated him, because he just did the Mario Bautista. Literally did the same shit. I mean, Mario Bautista should be looking at that and saying like, I mean, everyone hates me now, but if Merab did exactly what I did against Jose Aldo, and Merab is literally a fan favorite now, then I can do the same, but also Merab is a little special. A little bit more special than Mario Bautista, but it's worked in his favor. So yeah, fair enough, credit to him. Clay Guida, I mean, Clay Guida could be for hard as well. Clay Guida was an absolute beast. I mean, back in the day, I mean, he had fights with bloody his fight with Sanchez, Diego Sanchez. Oh my goodness. Hall of Fame fight. Yeah, definitely could be the heart for Clay Guida, I do think, more so than cardio. Stare down of Alex Pereira, actually, yeah, I think that's better. That's better than Nick Diaz's, to be fair. I agree with that. That's definitely for sure. Or the Axe Murderer, Wanderlei Silva. His days in Pride, I mean, even coming back into the UFC, his name completely fitted. He literally looked like he wanted to fucking murder someone. Left hand of Alex too. Yep, for sure. It could be Alex Perez, could be Ilia Toporia's, could be Conor McGregor's. That's definitely for sure. How about the third? Third arm? Yeah, definitely. Definitely Mandingo Ngannou. Chin, the chin for Marvin Vettori. Honestly, the fact that he survived Cannonier, you could seriously put his chin up there. His chin probably is the best now. Like, honestly, he's the one that actually hasn't been taken out. Nick Diaz has been taken out. Max Holloway's been taken out. Both the Hendersons have been taken out. So yeah, I think this guy, some dumb honky, you've got it right. Definitely put Marvin Vettori's in there. Imagine trying to tell a non-MMA fan that the person on the left just beat the living fuck out of the person on the right. And I predicted this wrong as well. Like, this is just, oh my God. Ellen DeGeneres, man, she's in it fucking rough now. Ellen DeGeneres, yeah, she beat the living fuck out of Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is done. Like, Michael Chandler literally needs that Conor McGregor fight now. Like, and Conor McGregor knows that it's feasible. And when Paddy's just beating the living shit out of Chandler, Conor McGregor is probably licking his lips now. And honestly, if he's gonna have any fight to come back to, he could possibly honestly beat Chandler, because Chandler's just not getting any younger. His fight IQ is not getting any fucking sharper. And yeah, that's definitely one to make. Yo, what is happening at the UFC weigh-in show? This is crazy work. Once beat Silver, now just beats his meat. Chris Weidman catching strays ever since the guy snapped his fucking leg in half. Chris Weidman, honestly, it's so sad seeing like him going from the top of the world, beating Anderson Silva, the first to actually proper chin the guy, and then beating him again and being undefeated at that time as well. Like, he was just a beast. And fun fact is, with the fight between him and Uriah Hall, my mum was watching that fight. It was the first ever fight that she had ever seen. This was back when I was living at home. She was watching it. She's like, oh, let's see what this is about. Instantly, Weidman snaps his fucking leg in half. She's like, nope, fuck this. I'm never watching this again. I am out. That was a very interesting day. Chris Weidman, that was one of the worst leg breaks. That was probably the worst, to be honest. That's probably worse than Anderson Silva's and Conor McGregor's. I think that one was terrible because all that weight went on it as well. And it happened instantly too. It's like the thing that you would least expect. Like, Conor McGregor knew he had some issues with his leg, and Anderson Silva's was also pretty bad as well, to be fair. But yeah, Chris Weidman catching strays, man. And honestly, talking about the weigh-in show, as Emil Sardarian is talking about, the stand-em-up guy. I just obviously know him as the stand-em-up guy. He posts a lot. I don't know what they talk about on this weigh-in show. I don't know, like, they just have no filter. I mean, they've got like this, now just beats his meat, which is nothing compared to what the fuck they did to Tatiana Suarez for UFC 312, saying that you don't want to see a rematch between her and cancer. That is nuts. And cue Michael Bisping's fucking laugh.
Man, look at this on the bottom. Like, why would that be on my...
Yeah, I mean...
Why would that be
You would not want to see a rematch of Tatiana Suarez and cancer.
No, like, I don't understand why that's on my deal, bro. Anyhow.
That was just, yeah, absolutely insane. They are just, yeah, unfiltered on that show, which, I mean, is good. I like it. I'm not really complaining about it, but it literally, I feel like it's just come out of nowhere. Like, they were pretty tame on the weigh-in shows, and now it's just literally just popped out of nowhere. And just as we're talking about the weigh-in show, we've found another clip of Chris Weidman. Let's see what it says.
Connor, he has 0 title defenses. Topuria had 1 title defense. Max Holloway had 3 title defenses. Volkanovski had 5 title defenses, and Jose Aldo had 7 title defenses.
How do you say number 4 again?
Yeah, I can understand to an extent how he's made this. I would probably put Volkanovski above Jose Aldo. I understand the title defenses from Jose Aldo is more, but Volkanovski's actual caliber and quality of opposition, as well as actually beating Jose Aldo, not literally just licking Volk's nuts. I actually just do believe that he is the featherweight GOAT because of that. And I'm going to release a video on that sometime soon.
I love how he says that.
Topuria.
I was just thinking that.
Why do you say Topuria?
That's his name. He's a pure fighter.
It's better than Top Toro, let's be honest here. Thanks, Conor McNuggets.
If you live in Spain or if you live in Italy, that's how you say it.
Oh my God!
So, but now
Now he just beats. I mean, wow, they are getting reckless.
reckless.
I guess we could say anything on this.
Yeah, you can. You literally can.
Producers are putting that out there.
I cannot wait for the
I mean,
old
we're gonna
joke.
get banned from you.
That's just so random. Between that and Tatiana Suarez and cancer, yeah, they're nuts. The weigh-in show is funny as fuck. Honestly, the more sensitive the world has gotten, the less sensitive the weigh-in show has got. Like, they're completely going the opposite to the way society is going, and I honestly think it's just fucking better for it, to be honest. Dominic Cruz calling Cejudo autistic is my fave moment from it. Dominic Cruz getting shat on for his jacket as well. That was funny. Yeah, a lot. Honestly, I love Dominic Cruz. I think he's one of the most underrated commentators. He has so much knowledge. I think he's better than literally 90% of the commentators that the UFC does have. Laura Sanko is actually pretty decent. I do like Laura Sanko. I think she's actually been pretty good with commentating too. She's actually gotten very knowledgeable. She obviously does Dana White's Contender Series parts as well, and she had her first big stint at UFC 293. I believe it was the Izzy versus Strickland fight. That was the first pay-per-view she did. She did pretty well on that one as well. Bro, if it were real jobs, all these guys would get fired for being inappropriate. You're literally in this day and age, that is just, yeah, fucking 100% true. But yeah, they're going against the grain with the sensitivity, and I'm here for it. Merab is multifunctional. MMA fighter, coach, teacher, firefighter, construction worker, doctor. Merab can do it all. And going from literally one of the most hated fighters against Jose Aldo, just hugging him for literally 15 minutes and getting all of his takedowns stuffed. He literally made one of the biggest turnarounds in terms of popularity in MMA history. This dude, honestly, like, just with, as we can see, just the clear case of specialness, he literally turned it all around. And I mean, with his performances as well, the guy's cardio is just ridiculous. He's now beaten Sean O'Malley, he's beaten Umar, he's beaten Jan. Yeah, the dude, honestly, he pretty much just is the bantamweight goat at this point. I mean, credit to him from going from being so hated and doing what was necessary to actually come out on top. And his skits are actually fucking hilarious. If you haven't seen them, I definitely recommend you check them out. The Johnny Sins of MMA. Yep, definitely agree with that. Rob seems like the sort of guy that would have thrived just fine in a universe without MMA or combat sports in general. I don't know about that. He would have been doing something in the mountains, that's for sure. I'm not too sure. He would have been a pretty good laborer, which he was beforehand, but I don't know about anything else. Me and my buddy have been joking Merab does a little pimping on the side with how many chicks he has in his videos. He has chicks literally in every single video. I'm just wondering the process of how he gets to speaking to the girl and getting them to get on to his skits, and how he explains in his broken kind of English to do the skit that is usually erotic in some way, shape, or form. Like, when you're the girl in those skits and they're like sitting on the bed or sitting somewhere and they're just like, how the fuck am I in this situation with Merab? Like, how does that even happen? It's like Merab is a living fucking 5'6" fever dream to me. Him and his fans, just absolutely nuts. Now, that is all my brain can take for this MMA Melts episode. I do hope you enjoyed and you did lose some brain cells along with me. There will be a video up on the screen for you guys to check out. Feel free to do so, and please like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way for the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.